Hi students, today we are going to discuss about maxima and minima. Before discussing this chapter, first we recall some basics of differential calculus. If a function is increasing in some interval, in that interval at any point on the function, at any point on the curve, if we draw a tangent, the slope of the tangent, we know that dy by dx. So dy by dx greater than 0 for increasing function, dy by dx less than 0 if this is a decreasing function, and if we draw a tangent at any point on this portion, it implies that at which domain or at which region this function is decreasing, that is in that domain dy by dx less than 0. That is, if we make or if we draw a tangent, then its slope will be negative. That is tan theta, as theta makes an obtuse angle, and in this case if we draw a tangent at any point, it makes an acute angle, that is theta greater than 0, 90, less than 90. And if a function, if we draw a function or if we draw a curve, at some point we observe that dy by dx is equal to 0, as the tangent at that point on the curve is parallel with x-axis. So dy by dx is equal to 0. So first we discuss about what is maxima or what is minima. Maxima or minima. First we draw a curve like this. So this is the graphical representation of a curve. So different interval, at different interval this curve has different characteristics. In some interval it reacts as a increasing function, and in some interval it reacts as a decreasing function. So to find the maxima or minima of this curve, we have to know some conception of local maxima or local minima. Before explanation of maxima or minima, you have to understand what is local maxima and what is local minima. So this term is very obvious, local maxima. That is, if we consider this portion, suppose this is A and this is f of A, and this is B, this is f of B. So in this region or in this domain of the function AB, this curve first increase and then decrease. And we know that at the turning point, that is some C, at the turning point, that is some C, its value is, if this is C, then it will be f of C. So this point will be C comma f of C. At some point in this domain of the function, we observe that f of C is greater than for any x, that is f of c greater than fx for all x belongs to open interval AB. That is f of c, we know that this is f of c, and suppose a small interval, suppose we make a small interval c minus h and c plus h, where h is very small quantity greater than 0, that is c minus h and c plus h. Suppose a is equal to c minus h and b is equal to suppose c plus h. In this interval or in this region, we say that f of c greater than f of x for all x belongs to c minus h or c plus h. So we may say that f of c is greater than any functional value. So this is called the local maxima of the function. So in some interval or in some region, we get different local maxima or local minima. Like that, if we consider this region, suppose this is C1 and very small interval C1 minus h and this is C1 plus h. So this is C1 minus h and this is C1 plus h. So we say that f of C1 greater than fx, f of C1 greater than fx for all x belongs to C1 minus h comma C1 plus h. So this function have a local maxima which is f of C1. So it is very clear that for a curve or for a function in some given region, the function may have different local maxima or different local minima. So now we are going to discuss about absolute maxima. Absolute maxima. We are going to discuss about absolute maxima. So absolute maxima is that it is the greatest local maxima. What do you mean by about absolute maxima? Absolute maxima means that in this, if we consider this function, you should understand with very good conception that if we follow this curve, that this peak value, this is the peak or this is the highest local maxima, that is, suppose this is f of c, this is f of c1, this is f of c2 and this is f of c3. So in this region, suppose this is A and this is B. In this domain AB, the function fx has highest peak value at C, that is the maximum value, the maximum local value is f of c, and this maximum local value is called absolute maximum. Like this, if we consider this region, suppose this is a1, that is this is a1, that is this will be f of a1, this is a2, this will be f of a2, this is a3, this will be f of a3. Suppose we consider this interval or this portion, we observe that f of a1, we observed f of a2, we observed f of a3. All these f of a1, f of a2, f of a3 are local max or are local minima in some region, that is in this region this is local minimum, in this domain or region this is f of a2 is local minimum, in this region this f of a3 is local minimum. So f of a1, f of a2, f of a3 are local minimum, and from these local minima we observe that f of a3 is the least local minimum, that is absolute minimum. So hopefully I will explain the concept of maxima minima in the next explanation. We just know about local maxima or local minima. Now we discuss about first order derivative test. We discuss about first order derivative test. We discuss about first order derivative test to explain whether a function have maxima or minima. In order to explain this idea, I first draw a curve. Suppose this is y is equal to fx, and this is suppose c. This is f of c. This point will be c comma f of c. Now, if we draw a tangent, at any portion, of the left hand side of this point C, we observe that this angle is acute angle. So in this portion, in the left side of C, we say that the derivative of the function is always dy by dx greater than 0 for all x belongs to left side of C and left in the left portion of C, that is suppose C minus h, C minus 2h. In the left portion of C, we observe that if we draw a tangent, it will make a acute angle, that is dy by dx will be greater than 0, and at the top, that is at the point of C, we observe that dy by dx is equal to 0, and on the right side of C, if we draw a tangent at any point on the right side of this function, or the curve, we observe that this angle make an obtuse angle with the positive direction of x-axis. If we draw a tangent at any point on the right side of C, we observe that this tangent makes a obtuse angle, that is dy by dx is less than 0. So if the derivative of a function changes, from the left side to the right side, of a given point by plus to minus, that is the sign change occurs of dy dx from left to right is plus to minus, then the function attains maximum value at that given point. So at the point C, the function have maximum value. So this will be very helpful to understand the concept of turning points. What is turning points? If we draw this curve again, we observe that at this point the function turned. So at which point dy by dx is equal to 0, or by calculating dy by dx is equal to 0, we get some x, and this x is called turning point. That is, at the turning point, we may observe, or you observe, that the sign change occurs on which factor? Sign change occurs of dy by dx. If this function is like that, then it is very clear to you that if this is point C, then it is f of C, and it is very obvious that if we draw tangent on the left side of C, this tangent makes an obtuse angle. So at this region, or at this portion, if that's x or dy by dx less than 0, and at C dy by dx is equal to 0, and if we go at the right side of C, then it is very obvious that if we draw a tangent at any point on the right side of C, then it will be dy by dx greater than 0. So another conclusion, which is that if the sign of dy dx changes from minus to plus, if the sign changes occur, or if the sign of dy dx changes from minus to plus, then it must have a minimum value. So this is the explanation of local maxima and local minima. Now we discuss about some example, which is y is equal to x cube minus 3x plus 3. Y is equal to x cube minus 3x plus 3. With the help of local maxima or minima, or with the help of first order derivative, you have to find its maximum value or minimum value. To find it, first step 1, please note down step 1. In order to prove or in order to find maxima or minima, we first follow some steps. First step is we find the turning point. First we find the turning point, that at which point dy by dx is equal to 0. So please note in your notebook that dy by dx is equal to 0. dy by dx is equal to 0 for turning point. We first find the turning points. So dy by dx will be 3x square minus 3. From this, dy by dx is equal to 0. 3x square minus 3 is equal to 0. That is x square is equal to x plus minus 1. So we get here x is equal to 1 and x is equal to minus 1. Now, suppose this is 1, this is 0, this is minus 1, this is minus infinity, and this is plus infinity. Now we test the sign of dy by dx. If we make some interval according to turning points, so what are the turning points here? 1 and minus 1. So this is minus 1 and this is 1. If we make some interval with respect to minus 1 and 1, what will we get? If we take minus 2, first we have to check the sign of dy dx. Second step, please note down. First we find the turning points, then we check the sign of dy dx at the respective interval with respect to this 1 and minus 1. So if we check this interval, first in this interval we check the sign of dy dx, that is minus infinity to minus 1. So what is dy dx? This is dy dx. Suppose x is equal to minus 1. So this will be 3 into minus 2 square. 3 into minus 2 square minus 3. 9 greater than 0. So in this interval, the sign of f dash x greater than 0. Sign of f dash x greater than 0. And if we go towards the right side of minus 1, if we go towards the right side of minus 1, it will be f dash, suppose 0, it will be minus 3. So here it is very obvious that if we go to the right side of minus 1, this sign f dash x is less than 0. Now again, so in that interval minus 1, minus infinity to minus 1, the sign of f dash x is greater than 0, and then minus 1 to 1, the sign of f dash x is less than 0. So what we get? That the sign change of dy dx, is changes from plus to minus. And if we recall this formula, that for the maximum value and for the minimum value, for the maximum value the tangent is positive, makes a positive one, that is theta is acute angle and there is theta makes an obtuse angle. So in this interval of the left side of the interval C or left side region of C, we say that f dash x greater than 0 and on the right side f dash x less than 0. So it attains maximum value at C. So in this case we may say that from these rules of first order derivative that as the sign changes of f dash x greater than 0 to less than 0 with respect to the point minus 1, so this function fx has max value at x is equal to minus 1. Now we are going to check the sign of dy dx with respect to this point. Dy dx we get the value of dy dx is 3x square minus 3. And if we take the left hand side of the point 1, suppose any point 0, that is dy dx or f dash 0 is equal to 3 into 0 square minus 3, that is minus 3. So here we observe that in the left interval of the point 1 or in the left side of the point 1, f dash 0 is equal to minus 3. And if we take any point on the right side of 1, suppose f of 2, this will be f dash 2, this will be 9. So the sign of f dash x with respect to 1 on the left side of 1 is negative and the sign of f dash x on the right side of 1 is positive. So sign of f dash x changes from minus to positive with respect to the point 1. That is, in the left hand side of the point 1, the sign of f dash x is negative and the right side of the point of 1 f dash x positive. So if we follow this and this, the slope of tangent for a decreasing curve, that is, in this case the curve is decreasing and at any point on this portion f dash x will be negative and after turning it will be an increasing curve, that is f dash x will be positive as tan theta greater than 0, as theta is between 0 to 90 for this region. So f dash x changes from negative to positive for minimum value, as f dash x changes from minus to positive with respect to the point 1, so it has minimum value at x is equal to 1. That is, at x is equal to 1, fx attained its minimum value. So what will be the minimum value of this region, of this point? We get at this point 1 we get the minimum value of this function. So y mean will be 1 cube minus 3 into 1 plus 3, that is 1. So what is the minimum value of this function? The minimum value of the function is 1. So again I explain you that If we consider the point -1, its left hand value is positive. Its left hand value means f dash x at the left side of -1 is positive and f dash x at the right hand side is negative. And with respect to this point f dash x, the left hand side of 1 f dash x is negative and the right hand side of 1 is f dash x is positive. So at the conclusion or at the end of this sum, we prove that f dash x attains maximum value at x is equal to -1. So if you ask find the point where the curve has maximum value, so this is not your answer. The complete answer will be, suppose in 2D geometry, if a point is represented as 1, 2, if any student say the point is 1 or any student say the point is 2, will it right? So for accuracy you have to find the point, that is abscissa is only -1, you have to find ordinate also. So how we find ordinate? By putting this value in the function. So y is equal to -1 cube -3 into -1 plus 3, that is -1 plus 3 plus 3, that is 5. So the point will be -1, 5, where the function attains its maximum value. And what is the maximum value? The maximum value is 5. Y max is equal to 5. Similarly, if you find the minimum value where, if you ask the point where it attains minimum value, then we prove in the previous step that the function attains its minimum value. The function attains its minimum value at x is equal to 1. At x is equal to 1, the function attains its minimum value. So the minimum value will be f of 1 cube minus 3 plus 3, that is 1. So the point will be 1, 1. So at the point 1, 1, this function attains its, at the point 1, 1, the function attains or the curve attains its minimum value, and the point -1, 5, the curve attains its maximum value. This is the answer. It is given a function and you have to find the maximum value and minimum value of the function and find the point also at which the function has maximum or minimum value with the help of first order derivative test. So first we derivative the function fx, which will be 3x square minus 12x plus 9. Now for max or mean, f dash x is equal to 0. As we know, at the extremum point the value of f dash x will be 0. So 3x square minus 12x plus 9 is equal to 0. This means x square minus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. This means x minus 3 into x minus 1 will be 0. Now if I draw a wavy curve, suppose 0, 1, 2, 3. Suppose we draw this curve in this way, 1 and 3. Now we check the left hand value of f dash x of the point 1. So if at the left side of 1, if the sign of f dash x, suppose 0, 0 minus 3, 0 minus 1, minus 1, that is f dash x positive, and on the right hand side of 1, suppose you take the point 2, 2 minus 3 and 2 minus 1, 2 minus 3 minus 1, that minus 1 into 1, f dash x will be negative. And on the right side of 3, suppose 4 minus 3, 4 minus 1, f dash x is positive. So here we see that the sign of f dash x changes from positive to negative with respect to 1. So if x has max value, if x has max value at x is equal to 1, as f dash x changes sign positive to negative from the left hand side to the right hand side of the point 1. So its maximum value will be f of 1 is equal to 1 minus 6 plus 9 minus 8. That will be 1 minus 6 plus 9 minus 8. That will be minus 4. So what is the point? If students are asked what is the point at which the function has maximum value, the point will be 1 comma minus 4. If student cannot write or do not write minus 4, then its answer will be wrong. So you have to complete the answer. The point will be 1 comma minus 4. And please write this explanation. And if we observe that at the point 3 where if x attains extremum value, as we do not know where the function has maximum or minimum value. Now if we check that at the left side of 3 f dash x is negative, and at the right hand side of 3 f dash x is positive. So sign of f dash x, please write this, the sign of f dash x changes from negative to positive with respect to this point 3. So fx attains mean value at x is equal to 3. So what is the minimum value? F of 3 will be 3 cube minus 6 into 3 square plus 9 into 3 minus 8, 27 minus 54 plus 27 minus 8. That is minus 8. So what is the point? the minimum value of the function is -8, and the point at which the function has minimum value, the point is 3 comma -8. So the answer will be the point at which the function attains minimum value. The answer will be 3 comma -3. Not only 3. Not only 3. If a student write only 3, then he can get only 2 marks out of 5 or out of 6. So you have to complete the answer. So students are requested to follow the question properly and then give its answer. So answer will be 3 comma -8. Not only 3. Not only 3. So in the next sum we explain the second order derivative test. We are going to discuss about second order derivative and maxima minima. Suppose fx is a function. We have to find the maximum value or minimum value of this function. To find this maxima or minima or extremum value, we maintain 2 steps. First, we find f dash x, and then we find f dash x is equal. We use f dash x is equal to 0 and then find the point. Then find x, or find the point at which the function is extremum. Extremum means that may be maximum or may be minimum. Then we find f double dash x, that is second order derivative of f dash x. Second order derivative of fx. If f double dash x, please note in your copy, if f double dash x is less than 0, then fx has max value at that point. And if f double dash x greater than 0, then fx has mean value at that point. So first we find f dash x, then we find the point at which f dash x is equal to 0, and from this condition we get some x, and then we again derivative this f dash x, we get f double dash x. So this step is a decision step. That is, this step helps you to decide whether the function have maximum or minimum value at that point. So if f double dash x less than 0 at given at certain x, suppose x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 2. Suppose at x is equal to 1, f double dash x, the value of f double dash x is less than 0, then we say that fx has max value at x is equal to 1. And if f double dash x greater than 0, then fx has mean value at that point. So this is the second order derivative rule to find maximum or minimum. Now we explain why the value of d2y by dx2 greater than 0 implies y has mean value, and d2y by dx2 less than 0 implies y has max value. We try to understand, and I also try to explain to make you the concept. So first, d2y by dx2 greater than 0 and d2y by dx2 less than 0. Why y has mean value for this condition and why y has max value for this condition. To explain it, again I draw the previous curve which I explained in first order derivative test. Here we see that dy dx changes from plus to minus, value of or sign of dy dx changes from plus to minus for maximum value. So it implies dy dx changes from plus to minus for maximum value. It implies that for maximum dy dx is a decreasing function. This implies that dy dx is a decreasing function. So during the concept of increasing function and decreasing function, and also in this class I explain if a function is increasing function, that is if a function is increasing function, then the slope of this function, that is dy dx, suppose y is a function, if y is an increasing function then dy dx greater than 0. So suppose dy dx, consider dy dx is a function and this is a decreasing function. Suppose dy dx is equal to some g of x. G of x is a decreasing function. So what conclusion do you draw? That first order derivative of gx, that is g dash x, as gx is a decreasing function, g dash x is a g dash slope of gx, that is g dash less than 0. So what is gx? Dy dx. So ddx of dy dx will be less than 0. So d2y by dx2 less than 0. Is it clear? Now, if similarly for the minimum value, we observe that dy dx changes sign from minus to plus for mean value. Dy dx changes sign from minus to plus, which implies dy dx is a increasing function. dy dx is an increasing function. So due to increasing function, as dy dx is an increasing function, so second order derivative, that is ddx of dy dx is greater than 0, that is d2y by dx2 greater than 0. So this is the mystery of d2y by dx2 less than 0 or greater than 0 for maximum or minimum. So if this concept is going to be clear, then please make a subscribe, please make a comment, or please press the like button. Now we are going to discuss some problems on second order derivative. Suppose before going into second order derivative, first I explain the theory of second order derivative to find the maximum or minimum, and parallelly we do the problem or we solve the problem. So first, suppose a function is combination of two variables. That is, a function is combination of two variables, that is f of x and y is given. So to find the maximum or minimum of this function, we have to convert two variables into single variable. And for doing this, you have some condition in the problem. There must be given a condition between this x and y variable. So with the help of this condition, that is x and y are related with some condition, and with this condition we have to convert either y into x or x into y. Then this function f of xy will be some function of x or some function of y. If you make y into x, then the function will convert it g of x, some g of x, and if we make x into y with the help of this condition, the function will be g of y. Then we have to find first order derivative of gx or gy. Suppose g of x, we find g dash x. Then as usual, for getting maxima or minima, g dash x. For maximum or minimum, we find x by the condition g dash x is equal to 0. From this we get some x. Then we find g double dash x, and this step is a decision. This step gives us decision, that is from g double dash x, and we find x is equal to some point. So g double dash x, we find g double dash x at this certain point, and at this point if g double dash x greater than 0, then the function gx has mean value, and if g double dash x less than 0, then the function has max value. So this is the step which gives you whether the function attains maximum or minimum values. So it does not give the maximum value or minimum value. To find maximum value or minimum value, you have to put this x on this. Then by this given condition, we find y. So we have x and y, and this x and y we put in the given equation, which gives us the extremum value, that is either maximum or minimum. So we compare this instruction or we compare this explanation with this sum. Let us try to understand. Find maximum value of the product of two numbers when their sum is 8. So first we have to understand what is the condition and what is the condition and what value we have to find. What value means either at maximum or minimum. Here it is given that find maximum value of the product. So this is the f of xy. So let the numbers are x and y. So please compare this with this sum. So f of xy, that is function of xy. So here what is the function? This function is defined as the product of two numbers. That is, if we consider z, if we consider the function z, then we write z is equal to xy. Now what is the condition? Two variable, we have to convert single variable. For this step I say that there must be a condition. So this condition is given that the sum is 8. So this is the condition, x plus y is equal to y. Now we change or we replace or we convert y into x. That is y is equal to 8 minus x. So this function now converted to a single variable like this, g of x or g of y. So it is very clear that z is equal to 8x minus x square. Then dz by dx is equal to 8 minus 2x. So for max or mean, this step g dash x is equal to 0. That is dz by dx is equal to 0 for extremum value. Till we do not know whether the function has maximum or minimum value. So for max or mean, dz by dx is equal to 0. This implies that 8 minus 2x is equal to 0, which gives 2x is equal to 8, and this will be x is equal to 4. So we reach at this stage. And we get x. So now again derivative d2z by dx2, what will be minus 2, and it is independent of x. d2z by dx2 is independent of x. So d2z by dx2 at x is equal to 4, it always minus 2, which is less than 0. So by this theorem, as g dash x g double dash x less than 0, it has max value. So z has max value. At x is equal to 4. So what is the maximum value? To find the maximum value, we calculate y. Y is equal to 8 minus 4. That will be 4. So the maximum value is equal to 4 into 4, 16. So in the next class we will discuss about different types of second order derivative application, maxima, minima, second order derivative, maxima, minima application. So if you like my video, if you like my lecture, if you understood my explanation, so please do subscribe, share these videos, share these channels with your friends, and please make a like, please press like, and in the next class we will discuss about different types of maximum minima problem. So please stay home, stay safe and enjoy with mathematics. Thanks.